Oh, this is big. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this edition of The Right Stand. As I walked into the studio, we've just got big update coming through on that drug bust. Remember, September last year, 3,000 tons of contraband was swat off the Mundra port in Gujarat. Now, the big update that's coming through, our investigations editor Manoj Gupta just getting us these details. So we go straight across to that there have been more arrests. It's actually an organized network that's actually running this whole operation. There were Afghan nationals, Indian nationals, Iranians who were arrested. Now it's a big mega exclusive that's come. We've got the pictures of some of the masterminds on the Indian side. One of the kingpins, his name is Kabir Talwar. He's the person who's responsible for this. And what they have very clearly put out here at this point is that the entire operation, all the consignments were imported, received. The NIA reveals it was organized heroin smuggling plot. Now, what happened is one of the key players is Harpreet Singh Talwar, alias or also known as Kabir Talwar. He was found to be the importer of multiple consignments of semi-processed talc stone in which heroin was concealed. 10 people have been arrested, including 4 Afghan nationals and 1 Iranian national. The accused have links with terror groups like the Hizbul Mujahideen and the Mujahideen. 10 accused arrested, 4 Indians, 6 Afghan nationals. That's the updated detail. While investigating further and backward linkages, it's a well-oiled machinery, facilitation and transport of drug-laden consignments has been uncovered. It was also revealed that the consignments were being imported through multiple fake shell proprietorships. Firms floated through in India through multiple accused. One key player is Harpreet Singh Talwar. We've got the pictures, ladies and gentlemen. Kabir Talwar's pictures and one of his associates. That's Kabir Talwar on the screens for you. He is one, and this is Prince Sharma. He's also his affiliate. Now, this person, Kabir Talwar, was found to be the importer of multiple consignments of semi-processed talc stone, which heroin was concealed. He used shell import firms registered in the name of one of his employees to import such consignment on multiple occasions. All the consignments were imported, received and dispatched to Delhi-based godown belonging to Afghan nationals, where the heroin was being separated, processed and further transported for supply across markets. Kabir Talwar is a resident of East Patel Nagar, Delhi, owns and runs several bars and nightclubs in Delhi, including the White Club at Samrat Hotel, earlier known as the Playboy Club, Jasba Lounge, Rajouri Garden and many import-export firms through which he is suspected to be channelizing the funds generated from this drug trade. This man is Prince. This is Kabir Talwar for you. The other accused arrested is one Prince Sharma. That's the one in the cream shirt, the blue shirt guys. This is Prince Sharma. The blue shirt guy is Kabir Talwar. This is Prince Sharma. He is a close associate and an employee of Kabir Talwar, in whose name Talwar had floated an import firm from importing this drug-laden consignments of semi-processed talc stone. So big bust which has happened. The back end, who are the people who are running this organized drug nexus, and more importantly, the terror connections that have now emerged. They were connected with Hizbul Mujahideen and Mujahideen in terms of running this drug trade. Remember this consignment, which was a huge consignment, which was caught on the Mundra port, this narcotic seizure case, 3,000 kilograms of semi-processed talc or heroin that had come in, disguised as concealed in semi-processed talc. Now, valued at more than 21,000 crore rupees. We are given to understand he had made multiple imports and now stands arrested. This man, Kabir Talwar, being identified as the kingpin of this entire drug bust, ladies and gentlemen. Our investigations editor Manoj Gupta getting us these details, and that's where we stand as far as this mega seizure that is happening and the investigations continuing. And there were 2 other accused. The main accused, Hassan Dad and Hussein Dad, were Afghan nationals. They conspired with other accused, namely Jawad, an Iranian national. But the Indian connection now blown away with Kabir Talwar's arrest He's a restaurateur, owns nightclubs, has many import-export firms, and he was also running shell firms as fronts to try and launder the money and clean up the money that was coming through from this drug trade. That's where, but it doesn't end here, ladies and gentlemen. We are given to understand there will be more busts and more crackdowns going forward. Moving forward, for the moment, to the main debate here on the right stand. We turn towards Hyderabad, ladies and gentlemen, where Raja Singh has once again been detained. This time around, the cops have come better prepared after he was granted bail when his lawyer was able to prove that the arrest was not made properly legally. The arrest was illegal. Now, Raja Singh has been booked under causing public disorder. The Public Disorder Act has been invoked, where bail is not easy. What they have to do now is Raja Singh's counsel, his family have to appear before a committee and a commission which will then and prove to them that Raja Singh is not a threat to society and his intent was not public disorder. This, even as this entire Sar Tan Se Juda is going viral on the streets of Hyderabad and other parts of Telangana, and there is open support to these chanters and these protesters calling for beheading, calling for violence against Raja Singh and making other demands. And there is open endorsement coming through saying that this is all with the aegis blessings of the chiefs or the patrons of AIMIM, the Owaisi brothers. That's the charge. It is Raja Singh who's also made another charge today before he was detained that it is the Owaisis and mainly Asaduddin Owaisi. KTR and KCR were responsible for all this entire Sar Tan Se Juda going viral on the streets and these calls and saying they are providing cover fire to these hate mongers. Hate is hate, and the treatment to hate or crackdown on hate has to be equanimous. It has to be unilateral across the board. Can there be a skewed deliverance of justice or crackdown? That's the larger question.
Security alert in Hyderabad. Elements who raised mayhem in the city from Monday evening rounded up by police and rapid action force personnel in a series of crackdowns. More than 150 people have been detained. Tensions continue to simmer with protests and clashes reported in several localities. Even late last night, police carried out lathi charges in Shah Ali Banda area near Charminar to disperse protesters. BJP MLA T. Raja Singh was arrested again today as the clamour against him grew, minutes after he put out another video pinpointing his attack to MIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi and Chief Minister KCR.
रिक्स लेकर आपके सामने आ रहा हूं क्योंकि कोर्ट का आदेश था कि मीडिया को अटेंड नहीं करना है। आज तेलंगाना में कम्युनल वायलेंस होने का रीजन क्या है? एक चिल्लर कॉमेडियन का प्रोग्राम हमारे म्युनिसिपल केटीआर साहब जो कि मुख्यमंत्री के बेटे हैं वो प्रोग्राम को सक्सेस करते हैं। मुस्लिम्स वोट बैंक का इन्होंने एक खेल खेला है।
And what seemed to stand out even more was a dichotomy and dual approach to justice. On one side, T. Raja Singh, disgraced BJP MLA, suspended from the party, show-caused on why he shouldn't be expelled, arrested for a second time. On the other, Sar Tan Se Juda sloganeers who kept Hyderabad on the boil for nearly 3 days. Among them, MIM corporators against whom no action was taken. Worse, there's audio evidence to suggest that AIMIM Chief Owaisi got at least 90 persons who had raised Sar Tan Se Juda chants released, moving the DCP South Zone for their let-off.
जाओ 1:30 बज गया सुबह 1:30 बज रहे अब जाओ फिर घर में परेशान होंगे जी इंशाल्लाह मुजफ्फर समझ लिया कि आप घर पे छोड़ देंगे जी अच्छी बात है साहब शुक्रिया सर आराम से रहो परेशान न हो इंशाल्लाह मालूम होता है कि हम हरकत में आए और ये नहीं होना था वो जी सर
Why cover fire for hate and haters? Why this selectivity against hate? The showdown takes the shape of justice not properly done.
Well, is the AIMIM openly, brazenly giving cover fire not just to the political protesters or those calling for the arrest of Raja Singh or action against him, but also those who are giving space and went to beheading calls, Sar Tan Se Juda calls? That's the larger aspect on this entire Sar Tan Se Juda demand. Waris Pathan, AIMIM spokesperson with us, Krishank Mane, spokesperson of the TRS with us, Aarti Agarwal, author and researcher, and Nirva Mehta, editor of India.com, is with us. The BJP has refused to participate in the debate around Hyderabad. So that's the reason why we do not have the BJP, although it is the BJYM which is also moved for action against those who are making these Sartan Se Juda calls. And now we're getting an update that one of the Congress leaders, Rashid Khan, could be booked. There has been a crackdown that has happened on the social media influencer Kashaf. He has been booked. But right now, Waris Pathan, Aarti Agarwal, Nirva Mehta and Krishank Mane. Namaste. Thank you very, very much. Namaste. Let me ask you, Waris Pathan, do you back calls? There is one aspect where you want to call for action against anybody who's disrespected a religion or who's made a comment. The other one is this Sartan Se Juda. Why are your leaders backing Sartan Se Juda?
Well, we condemn all kind of violence and provocative slogans leading to violence. We also condemn the slogan like Sartan Se Juda. Nobody has got a right to take law into their own hands. The rule of law will prevail in our country, and we have been requesting the people also that don't give provocative slogans. The rule of law is there, police is there, police machinery will take action. But here, Anand, what we are seeing in the country is that the BJP is deliberately trying to destroy the secular fabric of our country. They are spreading hate. They are spreading hatred amongst a particular community. They want to create a communal tension, communal riot in the place Hyderabad and Telangana for their own political gains, to polarize the elections which are coming, just the forthcoming elections which will be coming. That is why they are using the pawns like T. Raja, who is an habitual offender. There are 75 plus FIRs registered against him. If he was aggrieved by some comedian coming there and just using some stage, he should have gone to the courts to stop him. What prevented him? But what made him come before, make a video saying some derogatory remarks against our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him? Did the BJP not learn from Nupur Sharma? The entire country was embarrassed. The ambassadors were called by Qatar, Oman, Kuwait, and they all had to apologize. Then Modi had just suspended her. She was not arrested. Similar thing now this T. Raja is doing. Why? By his words spoken, he's hurt the sentiments of not billions of Muslims all over in the country, but all over the world. Why such kind of provocative slogans? That is why I say the BJP is deliberately trying to create communal disharmony, and they want a riot to take place to polarize the situation.
Talking about one. Okay, now Waris Pathan, talking about secularism, quite rich coming from a party that is AIMIM. But that aside, the other aspect is that if there should be, the BJP suspended Raja Singh. What did the AIMIM do against those who are AIMIM members who made calls for Sartan Se Juda? Sartan Se Juda is not a violent call. Has the party suspended them? Has the party taken action against them?
Our party has made it clear that our party will definitely take action.
नहीं, अभी तो 48 घंटे से ऊपर हो गया, एक्शन नहीं लिया गया.
Make such kind of provocative slogans.
आपके
You just wait. We will
आपके
take.
corporators
Our
हैं.
party president has made it clear that whoever will use kind of.
आपके corporators.
See, our party corporators or whosoever is there. That way, BJP Prime Minister Modi
No.
taken action.
Zafar Khan has said Sartan Se Juda. Nasreen Sultana. Don't. Let's not get into
what action has been taken.
No. Waris Pathan, you have to practice what you preach. Let me please say, if you are saying disrespect to a religion, disrespect to a religion is not acceptable. If you will not accept disrespect to a religion, then you should also not disrespect a religion, sir. The point is the Gulzar house.
Yes.
Okay. So with kids chanting Sartan Se Juda and bigoted slogans, the 7-year-old with Gulzar house. Zafar Khan, AIMIM, raises Sartan Se Juda slogan. Nasreen Sultana, Sartan Se Juda slogan. In Shaliband, AIMIM cadre and leaders, Sartan Se Juda sloganing. Abdahu Kashaf, who handled your social media from 2012 to 2019, Sartan Se Juda slogan. What action has the AIMIM taken against all of these people? Have you suspended them from party membership? Have you suspended them? Have you taken serious action? Have you reprimanded them publicly and written out a letter saying that no, these kind of calls are not AIMIM? In fact, all these protesters, when they were detained, they were actually, there was Mr. Owaisi's influence. He used his political influence and his clout to get them released. And he claimed that he has gotten them released.
Allow me. The person who used the slogan "Sar Tan Se Juda," that is Sayyid Abdao Kashaf, has been booked by the police, is arrested. But when the Constitution has allowed us to have a peaceful protest, violence should not be there. No call for provocative statement should be given, which leads to violence.
No, Gulzar House also gave. Gulzar House got a child to shout. Gulzar House got a child to shout. Gulzar House.
Condemnable.
No, so but action has not been taken. AIMI member.
I condemn.
Condemn तो सबने किया सर. Condemn तो नुपुर शर्मा को भी सबने condemn किया. H राजा को भी, T राजा को भी सबने condemn किया. राजा सिंह को भी condemn किया. उनको तो suspend भी किया पार्टी ने. आपने किया. AIMI ने नहीं किया वारिस भाई. मैं आपको ये कह रहा हूँ. Zafar Khan, AIMIM senior leader has not taken action. Nasreen Sultana, AIMIM has not taken action.
You be rest assured.
Sir, this is all there in public domain. There has been no action.
What action has been taken, second Raja? What action we are saying? We are requesting the people since day one. Our party MLAs and corporators.
As a party,
allow me now. Let the audience know what we are doing there. Since the day one when Raja made this kind of derogatory remarks and the people's sentiments were hurt, they were all on streets. Our party MLAs and corporators day and night were on the streets. They were trying to pacify those persons who we were trying to say, please don't. Violence is no solution to any problems. We don't have to take law into our hands. Let the rule of law prevail. Let the police arrest him. Police will arrest him. Don't worry. We were pacifying them. We were explaining them.
Leaders who are part of
policy.
these
The
marches,
BJP is playing tactic. The
Waris
BJP
Pathan,
wants to spread hate.
Waris Pathan, you are blaming all of BJP for the comment of one Telangana MLA, right? Now, I am asking you, shouldn't all of AIM be blamed for four of AIMIM members, corporators and leaders?
Why?
Because you have not taken any action against them, Mr. Waris Pathan. And 9 years ago,
one of
Mr. Owaisi's brother called Hindu deities as Manus. Has he apologized for that till date? Has he apologized? Has the AIMIM taken action against
Mr. If you have not done your...
No. Has the AIMIM taken action against after 9 years ago at a mehfil he called Mubarak, he called all the Hindu deities as Manus. That's what he has done. That video is out there on public domain. Has the AIMIM taken action against their own people? Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi, has he been censured by the AIMIM?
You have not done your homework properly, Anand. So let me clarify the things before your audience. For that speech, Akbar Owaisi was taking treatment in London. He came back, he left the treatment, he came back to Hyderabad, surrendered before the court. He was sent to jail for 42 days and after 42 days he came out on bail. He fought the case for 10 years and after reading the evidence, recording the evidence, hearing the both of sides, the Honorable Court acquitted him, gave him a clean sheet. But what about T. Raja? 4 hours he came out on bail.
The case, sir, in
So,
that case,
you kindly compare it.
No, 4 hours he came out on bail. You please ask the Telangana police because the court deemed the arrest illegal because the procedure followed was illegal. He has been detained again today on a PD Act where they know that it's not bailable. No, I am asking you, Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi, has he apologized to the Hindu community? Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi, 9 years later, has not apologized to the Hindu community for calling Hindu deities Manu, sir. And the court case was for the 15-minute jibe. The court case was on the 15-minute jibe. It was not on this part of the speech. Forget Mr. Akbaruddin Owaisi. Waris bhai, see, I'll tell you what. I have great respect for you. Not only you are a good friend, I also know that you do not endorse these kind of comments. My point is, if the AIMIM wants the BJP to respond, then the AIMIM should also practice what they preach. And your party leader has till date not come out and openly issued a letter against these members who have said Sar Tan Se Juda. You can raise your political opposition and you can say that H. Raja should be arrested, punished. Everything is legal. You have the right to do that. But your own party members are endorsing something which we as Indians should reject. That is a beheading call. That has not yet happened. That's my point. Let me just go to our other panelists. Nirva Mehta also with us. Nirva Mehta and Aarti and Krishank Mane have been waiting patiently. Let me go across to them, please. Yes, Nirva Mehta.
Yeah, Will Waris Pathanji would say that, would accept on air that alleged blasphemy should not be punishable by death. That the free speech, that the Indian Constitution allows us free speech, and he should, the Sar Tanse Juda chants come secondary, but no blasphemy should be punishable by death. Would anyone say that? Would he come on record to say that publicly? Because no one in none of the politicians.
What do you mean? What is your question? Be clear about the question at least, madam. Be clear. I cannot be clear about your question. I am here to answer to your questions. Ask me a question and wait and listen patiently to my answer. Ask a question. Okay, ask the question.
Would you say that blasphemy should not be punishable with death?
Let the court decide. Why are you worried? Why are you worried? Let the court
I'm
decide.
worried
The
because
matter is pending before the court. Matter is
no,
submitted. The court
no,
will
not
decide
just this
on
one.
his the court will decide whether he should be punished for blasphemy, whether he should be punished for creating communal disharmony, whether he should be punished for any other offences. Let the court decide.
Punished with death, not punished
If
or
the
not,
charge
but
is
punished
leveled
with
against him, if the see, I am a lawyer and let me teach you one thing now. If the offence which is registered against him says that this offence, if the man is convicted, that should be given, punishment is imprisonment, the court will grant him the maximum punishment, whatever is stated so for the sections which are applied on his case. I cannot change the, he is arrested under PD. He is arrested for public disorder. You know that section which is very serious. He will not come out on bail. He won't be granted bail also.
She's not talking about Raja
That is why I made it clear. There are several sections. I am okay in a general way also. In generalization also, let me tell you. What she is saying, she is not. She is confused.
No, she's not confused. She is asking a straightforward question. Do you believe that in our country the law of the land should apply, or should blasphemy be punished by death?
Let me teach.
That's her question.
The law of the country will run on rule of law. I made my initial statement. If she did not listen to it, I am again reiterating.
So he's made. Okay.
Nobody has got a right
allow me to intervene. Nirva Mehta,
country will
Paresh
run
Pathan
as per law. Nobody has the right to take law into their own hands.
Correct. Now Nirva Mehta, he is very clear. He said.
I am answering to her queries.
Correct. Now let her. She has a next question. She has a next question. The next question. Yes, Nirva Mehta.
I'm still not very clear on what he means, because whether he agrees that blasphemy should not be punished with death on a personal level. But having said that, lot of mainstream politicians of the Muslim community, they have not very clearly said that blasphemy should not be punished with death. If at all it should be punished, the law of land should apply. And but no one is coming out and saying it in as many words that Sar Tanse Juda is not, it should not be the way.
No, the legal form of their chant is hang him. The legal form as per the Indian Constitution is hang Raja Singh. That's what the AIMIM leaders are also coming out and chanting.
No, don't lie, don't spread lies and canards, Anand. Let me tell you.
Sir,
the slogan which madam is referring to, Sar Tanse Juda, has come from Pakistan. We have nothing to do with that. We totally say that we condemn such kind of slogans which Islam has also got nothing to do with that. We are against such kind of slogans which provoke violence and will
आपके leaders
अरे कौन से हमारे लीडर ने कर दिया? अभी लीडरों का मैं नाम ले रहा हूँ तो आप तो जवाब नहीं दे रहे हो. मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ.
मैं सबके नाम दे रहा हूँ.
Take the name of those leaders also. मुल्ले काटे जाएंगे, राम राम चिल्लाएंगे. जब वो लीडर जब मुल्ले काटे जाएंगे, राम राम चिल्लाएंगे. Why don't you condemn that?
No, sir, I condemn it. I totally. Sir, you don't ask. Sir, but I'll tell you one thing.
I also condemn it. I also condemn it.
Correct, but my point is, I'm not. देखिए, जो भी ये बात कहता है.
देश के गद्दारों को गोली मारो.
नहीं. देखिए, देश के गद्दारों को और मुल्ले काटे जाएंगे दोनों अलग चीजें हैं. जो देश के गद्दारों की बात की थी वो नहीं बिकॉज़
देश में जो रहता है वो देश का गद्दार
है. ना ये नहीं बोल. ना ये आपका इन्फ्रेंस है. I'll tell you very clearly, the point what was said is that the soldiers should shoot down those who are trying to be enemies of the state.
Soldiers.
No.
Did he say the soldiers should shoot? Did he say?
देश के गद्दारों को गोली मारने की बात, देश के गद्दारों को गोली मारने की बात किसी एक जाति, एक वर्ग, एक सेक्शन ऑफ सोसाइटी से नहीं जोड़िएगा. Let's not diverge. No. Let's not deviate. Let's come back to this. Let's not deviate. If somebody says no, let's not deviate. If somebody says मुल्ले काटे जाएंगे, it's equally condemnable. They should also be punished. But point is, sir, I am not the chief of a political party. I am not the head of AIMIM. It is the leaders of AIMM. I have taken the names
Nor
already.
am I.
Abdahu Kashaf, Gulzar House, Zafar Khan, Nasreen Sultana.
Abdahu is
all
not
of them.
related to MIM, sorry.
Abdahu Kashaf was the social media
not
manager
in
of the
our party.
AIMIM
Please
from
don't take his
2012 to 2019. He is still an active member of the
We have
AIMIM,
removed him long back.
although he is a social media influencer. But बाकी leaders तो हैं, Gulzar House है, Zafar Khan है, Nasreen Sultana है, और भी है. ये सब AIMIM के leaders हैं जिन्होंने दो चीजें कही है. एक सरतन से जुदा, दूसरा उन्होंने कहा है hang Raja Singh. So this hang is again सरतन से जुदा in the legal format. फांसी दो इसको लटकाओ, इसका गला अलग करो, धड़ से अलग करो, इसकी जान ले लो. So that's the legal form of saying these are all AIMIM members. The party so far has not taken any action against them. Aarti Agarwal and Krishang Mane coming to you. Thank you for your patience. Krishang Mane, the question to the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, even as Mr. KCR says it's the BJP which is vitiating the atmosphere, the law has to be equal against hate. If a Raja Singh is arrested and he is put for public disorder and whatever the charges against him, those who are coming out on the streets, they should not be over a phone call released. And those who are calling for beheading should also be acted upon.
Well, there is no bias at all, Anand. Let me make it clear that Honorable Chief Minister has just in a public meeting has spoken about it also, that as long as KCRG is there, peace should prevail, because our priority, we have three tasks right now. One, to ensure that there is no communal disharmony, because two events are there ahead. One is the Friday, we do not want any kind of disturbances in Hyderabad. And in just 5 to 6 days from now, we have the Ganesh Chaturthi, which is massively celebrated as Ganga Jamuni Tezi between Hindus and Muslims here in Hyderabad. So we do not want any disturbance. Simultaneously, we are cracking down all the mobs who have gathered, who are continuing to gather. Your package initially has shown the statements very clearly that 150 people have been detained, irrespective of their communities or their religions or their passions. Mobs are not being allowed to gather. And coming to the sloganeering, it is absolutely condemnable. One, Mr. Kashyap has already been booked, has been arrested. Rashid Khan, as you have mentioned, yes, he's been booked, he'll be arrested. All those who have given these slogans.
Firoz Khan is not behind bars. Firoz Khan is not behind bars. Zafar Khan is not behind bars. Nasreen Sultana not behind bars yet. And Gulzar House is also not behind. She actually carried her child and made her child chant it. She should have been behind bars first, under Pakso also. But she is not yet behind bars. Those visuals are still there. And this was at Charminar, where she made a child chant bigoted and hate rants. Yes,
Anand, last time when I sat in Zaka's show, just maybe 26-30 hours ago, I assured that arrests will be there regarding the sloganeering of beheading. And we have, I continue. Why I am coming and sitting here? Because yes, we've begun the arrests, the cases are being booked. So kindly, the police is doing their job. All are being arrested because we have Raja Singh again giving a statement today saying that, giving a call that come all of you join me. See, one thing we'd like to mention is one comedian has come and done his show and gone. If there was any objectionable incidences or any statements in that show, they should have gone to the court, or please put those in air. Those who have participated in the show, no one has objected regarding this show now. But post consequence of that, Raja Singh comes out and speaks in the video. It is nowhere related to the show. If he had any issue legally with the show, he should have taken the legal way. But by provoking through these statements, he has been the abettor of crime.
I'll tell you, Krishang Mane, anybody who makes derogatory, objectionable comment should be acted upon. But the alacrity that's been shown with Raja Singh is not being shown with Nasreen Sultana, Zafar Khan, Gulzar House, and even Abdahu Kashaf. It's after 48 hours that you have decided to move on him. Even Firoz Khan from the Congress party, who turned around and said, we will go and physically hit Raja Singh if you don't arrest him. Where is he? And he's brazenly invoking it and further doing it. You have not said anything. So Raja Singh puts out a video, Telangana police react like that. It's instant reaction.
Anand, you are counting
it's like muscle memory.
You are also counting the time. No.
I'm asking you.
See,
I am requesting, I am only saying one thing, sir. If any, then you should not, because somebody is a political partner, somebody who's an affiliate, you worked with them in government.
Do not.
You can't have favors. You can't have people saying, I have called them and I have made them, ensured their release. No,
no, please, do not talk like a BJP person.
No, I am asking you, sir. It should not be allowed.
Because they do not have...
Is Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi not on a phone call telling AIMIM people and them saying that we have been released? Are there not people like Zafar Qadri who have put out saying at the instance, at the behest, as the instructions of Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi and Akbaruddin Owaisi, we are conducting these protests and we have taken to the streets? He's tweeted
Anand,
this.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Has he released the people who have given the slogans of beheading? Straight question. Has he released the people who have given slogans of
So
beheading?
they have not yet been arrested. They have not yet been arrested. AIMIM members have not been suspended from the party and they have not yet been arrested.
Anand, when Telangana police, Hyderabad police have arrested 150 people, communities or religions were not asked. Police has taken it to task.
Sir.
Whosoever, be it lathi charge or be it dispersing the crowds or be it being them detained, we are not working on community base. Everyone,
sir,
you want to identify the people, please.
Sayyid Sohail Qadri, sir, I'm just putting, I've got a tweet. Krishank ji and Mr. Waris Pathan. This is Sayyid Sohail Qadri, member AIMIM. That's his Twitter handle. Sayyid Sohail Qadri, corporator AIMIM, strong protest against derogatory remarks on Prophet Muhammad. And on the instruction of Barrister Asaduddin Owaisi Sahab, MP and President AIMIM, and Akbaruddin Owaisi Sahab, floor leader Tamil TS Assembly. This is his tweet. In the video that is put, he is saying, hang Raja Singh.
BJYM protesters who protested near the comedian show also were released.
No,
we are detaining and we are releasing them.
Anybody who,
according to the court,
what
the
I am
court
trying
will
to say,
send to the
what
jail.
I am trying to say
Police
is,
will not send to the jail.
detaining
The court will have to
detaining
decide who has to go to
somebody
the
over
jail.
a protest and releasing them is one point, and then turning around and people who are saying hang somebody, get violent against somebody,
They will be
behead
booked.
somebody.
They are being booked.
They have not
Some
yet.
are
They have
going,
not yet been.
some are
It's happening in
being
super
arrested,
slow
some
mo.
will be arrested.
If I were to say it's in super slow mo, the other is in fast mode. So that's why it should
See,
be.
we are not,
Is
we
that
are
fair?
not so
Okay.
hurried in making a news.
Let take your point. Your point taken. Let Aarti Agarwal convincing.
Shows, but for police or for the government, peace is important. Ensuring that the mob doesn't.
Not
gather
for
there is
police, sir. For
important.
everybody.
Definitely
For
cases
everybody,
also
peace is important.
No.
For everybody, peace is important, and peace is important only when there is a sense of justice being delivered equanimously, and that the law.
Today, this situation wouldn't have happened, Anand. If not for Raja Singh's video, we wouldn't have been debating this issue.
Sir, my point is,
we are not discussing this.
No, please. If not, don't. Sir, no matter who says what, are you trying to then justify Sir Tanse Juda? Are you trying to justify calls for beheading?
We are arresting them, but
my point is, Krishank Mane.
BJP has given a reason for these people who
Krishank Mane. You cannot say. No, correct. I am just saying, sir. Please, everybody is in the right. Everybody has the right. Even I will join the protest against somebody who insults anybody's religion or faith. I will join the protest, but that doesn't give them a handle to say, because you insulted me, I am going to call for your beheading. That doesn't give. I am going to call for. No, that's what. And so the law has to look at both people. You please act against Raja Singh, but act against Nasreen Sultana, Gujarat and Zafar. That's my point. Aarti Agarwal.
So, can I finally speak?
Yes, please.
So, my simple question is T. Raja Singh's freedom of speech less than Munawwar Faruqi's freedom of speech? That is question number one. Second question is that Mr. TRS spokesperson was just saying that, people did not say that Munawwar Faruqi offended the Hindus in any way, whereas we have video recording of him openly insulting Hindu deities. Now, what is he exactly expecting?
RTG, do not misrepresent facts.
Krishank Mane, let us speak and then you counter, please, because she heard you all patiently.
Cannot misrepresent facts, Anand bhai.
Please counter her. Let her give her another 35-40 seconds.
Let me finish.
Let her complete and then you please counter. Yeah.
Please do not interrupt me.
Yeah, Aarti. Go ahead, please. Complete.
When we have open videos, what does he want? Does he want Hindus to come out on the street and threaten these Sartanja people are doing, even when they get the point, there is enough on social media to condemn Munawar Faruqi. No Hindu is approving of his statements or his so-called comedy. Are these people deaf? These people come and sit here on the show and lie through their teeth, thinking as if the public is fools. You take us as fools. We have everything in the public domain. Who are you trying to bluff over here?
Yes,
All of these people. L-Team and TRS people. Yes, it will go to the court. Of course he will go to the court. But why are you not doing your job?
If he has made any derogatory remarks, oh, you're talking about the old video or the Hyderabad show.
I'm not talking about the
No, if it is really the Hyderabad show, please give us that evidence. Please share that evidence.
We will give you the
Because
evidence.
in the Hyderabad show, we haven't got the video.
The question remains that
See, you're talking to a Hyderabad politician, you're talking to government of Telangana. Do not talk about something which has happened in Maharashtra, something which has happened in
shouting
Gujarat.
while I'm talking. You have had enough time to talk.
Do not
You have had enough
talk
time to
about
say what you
but
want
here
to
is
say.
the case. Okay, 1 minute. No, Krishang Mane, 1 minute. If somebody has a problem with somebody like Munawar Faruqi, then they should go to court. But if somebody has a problem with Raja Singh, then they can take to the streets, they can shout and they can create a public disruption. And then you can also turn around and say, had Raja Singh not said what he said, these protests would not have happened.
Exactly.
आनंद भाई हम खामोश नहीं है 150 लोगों को अरेस्ट किए हैं हम 150 लोगों को that itself is a message that you are not
okay you have arrested but those who are instigating the protests are not being arrested. Those who are calling making these beheading calls are not being arrested. Now Waris Patani, final word. I know you want to leave. I just want to ask you, will the AIMIM take action against these leaders who are calling for Sartan Juda and hang Raja Singh?
Rule of law will prevail. Everybody is equal in the eyes of the law, and whosoever.
For the party, will the party take action? Will the party take action
properly as per law?
Will the party take action?
We will take action. The rule
I'll
of
wait
law
to see
will
that.
prevail.
I'll wait to see what the rule of the party's constitution says. And if you do not endorse Sartan Juda, then you must push for action against those members of AIMIM who are calling for Sartan Juda. I have run out of time. I thank our guests joining us on debate number 1. The action against hate mongers has to be equanimous. It has to be unilateral. Is that what is on display in Hyderabad in this entire hate storm? That's the question. Somewhere the answer is not yes, ladies and gentlemen, so far. We'll see what happens in the next 24 hours. For the moment, taking a very, very short break. When we come back, it's a mega CNN News 18 exclusive. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 10. 30 launch pads, less than a kilometer away from our boundaries. We get you the details.